735-2317. SIU Medicine. Forward for you.
DeWittDailyNews.com is the area's leading local news source 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get the latest local news, obituaries, police splatter, weather forecast, and more with no paywall. Head to DeWittDailyNews.com to get the local information you need to know.
From the Heart Media Group newsroom and DeWittDailyNews.com, I'm Ben Hubbard with this expanded morning newscast. Good morning and thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Ben Hubbard. You're listening to the WHOW Morning Show. The search for a new city hall, police station, and fire station in Clinton has been a slow one. After the city missed the end of June deadline set by Mayor Helen Michalasi to name locations for all three facilities, City Administrator Tony Harris told the Heart Media Group on the WHOW Morning Show Wednesday that they continue to be in the early stages of finding property.
Helen and I, the mayor and I, were in, I don't know, it's been a couple of times. We talked about that, and she wanted to identify a location by the end of the month, last month, and we didn't make that. Again, there's really no changes. We're just in the very early preliminary stages of that. We've not identified a location. We've got a couple possible locations. We've got, talking to both of us, the mayor and I, talking to Clint, we've got a verbal commitment to how much money we've got to spend. Again, that's not really budgeted, but we've got a verbal commitment of what we can get budgeted for the next year and the year after. So we know what that amount is. It's not a lot. So that's kind of the problem. We're trying to find land that we can get very reasonable, because we can't, we know we can't afford to put a lot of money into land. And if there's a building already on it, we can't afford to tear it down. That's expensive. We've been through that. We just finished up with, a project there with that. And that was very expensive to tear that old building down up off the square. So again, in the very, very early stages, trying to identify land opportunities. That's about it where we're at right now.
Harris emphasizes that despite online speculation, the city has not made any decisions on a location, nor are they withholding information from the public. He notes that at times conversations with landowners must be kept private in the interest of the owner.
I've purposely disconnected myself to some of these sites. So I don't even look at them anymore, because it does get kind of discouraging. When you look at, if you just take a good look at what's been going on in the last year and a half, 2 years within the city, there's lots of good things. So to get distracted by the negativity, I do my best not to look at that. So I don't know a whole lot of it. I mean, unfortunately, a lot of people like to keep me updated on some of the misinformation that's going around, and there's a lot of it. But some of it that I've heard that we've got, we're set on a location. That is incorrect. We're not set on a location, or we're not releasing information that we have. That is not true either. There's when we're talking to landowners, we just can't. We have to be careful what kind of information that we do release when we're talking to landowners, because they tell us, hey, I don't want this out yet. We're talking to landowners that are willing to sell, but they don't want to put it on the market, or they want to give us first opportunity before they put it on the market. So they don't want that information out there. So we're very careful. Now with FOIA, we're required to release certain documents. That's what FOIA is for. So if we have the documents, we're required to release those documents. But what a lot of people don't understand, in the early stages like this, we may not have those documents. So, there's a lot of misinformation out there that we're hiding information. That's just not the case. And I would, I would tell people that if they have concerns about locations or anything when it comes to the locations of those three buildings, contact me or contact the mayor. We would be more than happy to have a one-on-one conversation. Be very careful what you're reading on Facebook. Again, we'd be more than happy to have a conversation. We may not be able to get into the weeds as to details of locations and things like that, but we're willing to talk about it.
The city is taking its time with this process to ensure the longevity of the buildings. Harris reminds that being centralized while also spacious is crucial for the police and fire stations. He adds that the council is committed to doing all three buildings, although it may not be all at once.
These buildings are going to be around for a long time,
Mhm.
and we don't want to have, we don't want to build a building and then 2 years down the road, oh, we didn't think about this. So we're taking our time with this, and we're in the very, very early stages of it. Well, there's lots that go into it,
Yeah.
for the city hall, not so much, but when you talk about the police department, the fire department, a lot goes into that. Like, okay, the location, how is that accessible? When the trucks are going out, those type of things. What are they getting into if they're going on an emergency call? How much traffic is in the area? So, those type of things we're looking at, and that's a lot. When you're looking at a land deal, what's the building going to look like on that? Was there a building on that before that might create some issues underground when we go to build? So there's a lot that goes into it, and that's part of our strategic plan. I think strategic plan is like 2-3 years old, somewhere in there now, and that was in that plan that the citizens, they want a new city hall, fire department, police department, and that's why we've kind of got aggressive on it. Again, not too far along on it, but that was talked about in that. So that's one reason why we're doing it. And we don't want to commit to just one.
Sure.
We don't want to commit to new city hall or just the fire department. The mayor and the entire council, they're committed to doing all three. Now that doesn't necessarily mean we're going to do all three right away, but what we do want to do is announce the location of all three, and then it be like a 5-year project.
We'll have more with Harris in the days ahead from the Heart Media Group on upcoming concerts on the Clinton Square, as well as more details on the recently announced residential exterior improvement program. One of the most important traditions and fairs across the country took place last night in Farmer City. Shayla Clifton, Queen Pageant Director for the Farmer City Fair, indicates that last night the most participants they've had in years will compete in 3 different classes in the Fair Queen Pageant. Miss Maddie Herron, Junior Miss Madison Hoffman, and Little Miss Evelyn Johnson each came home with the crown for their class.
Yes, I'm very thankful for the good weather this year. Last year it rained. It caused us a little bit of a headache, but I'm very excited. We have 25 contestants this year. It's one of our biggest years that we've had probably in the last 20 years.
Wow.
So we have 25 girls, 7 Miss contestants, 6 juniors, and 12 Little Misses. And thankfully this year we kind of range from all across the county. We have our few Farmer City girls, but we also have girls all the way over in Waynesville, Kenny, a lot of Clinton girls, Wapella. So it's really spread out representation for the county fair. So tonight at 6 o'clock, all of those girls will compete for the title of Miss Farmer City Dewitt County Fair Queen. They will compete in an interview portion here about 2:45 for our Miss contestants, and then carry on throughout the evening. Pageant starts at 6, and we kick off with a grand introduction with our fair queens, and then you'll get to meet all of our contestants.
Earlier in the day, participants went through an interview process as well. To learn more about all the happenings of the fair this weekend in Farmer City, visit farmercityfair.com or find the Farmer City and DeWitt County Fair on Facebook. Get news anytime at DeWittDailyNews.com.
AgriTalk is the radio talk show for American agriculture. Hi, everybody. I'm Chip Flory, your host. We join you weekday mornings from 10 until 11 on WHOW, on AM and FM, and on the WHOW streams. We provide farmers and ranchers with timely insights and information aimed at improving their operations. Join me, Chip Flory, weekdays at 10:06 on Central Illinois Ag Station, WHOW.
WHOW is Central Illinois' ag station, and that includes providing farmers information on how the commodity markets close each day and week. I'm Todd Gleason from Illinois Public Media, University of Illinois Extension, inviting you to hear the daily closing market report weekday afternoons at 5:06, and on Saturdays, tune in for Commodity Week with a review of the week's markets at 8:30 in the morning, all on WHOW AM, FM, and streamed online.
Get WHOW programming live or on demand right there on your desktop, tablet, iPhone, or smartphone when you want it 24 hours a day. Just go to DeWittDailyNews.com. If you want to listen to live WHOW programming, just click the Listen Live icon. And if you want to hear one of your favorite WHOW programs when you want to, just click on the Audio on Demand icon. WHOW programming is there when you want it. Just another service from the big 1520 AM and 92.3 FM WHOW.
Don't let a summer sniffle turn into a summer setback. Warner Hospital's walk-in clinic has you covered. No appointment necessary. Just walk in and be seen by our caring medical team. Warner Hospital Walk-in Clinic, right here when you need us.
DeWittDailyNews.com is the area's leading local news source 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get the latest local news, obituaries, police splatter, weather forecast, and more with no paywall. Head to DeWittDailyNews.com to get the local information you need to know.
From the Hart Media Group Sports Desk, IL Sportswire, and DeWittDailyNews.com, I'm Ben Hubbard with this local sports report. The Decatur Beanballers earned a pair of victories over the Springfield Lucky Horseshoes on Tuesday, sweeping a 7-inning weekday doubleheader in the latest edition of the Battle of I-72. Decatur overcame an early deficit to win the opening game 7-3 before its offense erupted for 21 runs in the nightcap, securing a 21-11 victory and completing the sweep. The Beanballers produced 28 runs and 23 hits across the two 7-inning contests. Decatur scored 5 or more runs in 4 separate innings during the doubleheader, using a 5-run sixth to win the opener before scoring 13 times over the second and third innings of Game 2. Springfield recorded 21 hits and showed resilience with late rallies in both games, but Decatur's timely hitting and run production proved too much as the Beanballers secured both victories in the Battle of I-72. Chase Maydroth went 4 for 4, while he and Andrew Benatendi had a pair of run-scoring singles apiece. Anthony Kay pushed through 5 innings for his first win in more than a month, and the Chicago White Sox beat the Texas Rangers 4-2 on Wednesday night.
The White Sox wrapped up their 6-game road trip 4-2, beating the Rangers by the very same score to claim the rubber game in Arlington Wednesday night. Chase Maydroth, a perfect 4 for 4, including a clutch 2-out go-ahead single in the 4th.
Pitch, base hit to right. Murakami scores. Chase has a couple of go-ahead RBIs. This one to right, he's 2 for 2, and it's 2-1 White Sox.
Why not step up and be the man for the night?
The White Sox return home in first place. After Thursday's off day, the White Sox open a 7-game homestand at Rate Field starting Friday night, beginning with the Houston Astros. I'm Jeff Meller, and I'll have your pregame coverage starting at 6 p.m. on the ESPN 1000 Hard Rock Casino White Sox Network.
The Sox are back in action tomorrow night against the Houston Astros. Pregame starts at 6 p.m. on WHOW. Hunter Dobbins scattered 6 hits over 6 innings. J.J. Weatherholt hit a home run in the 6th, and the St. Louis Cardinals held on for a 1-0 victory over the Los Angeles Angels on Wednesday. Dobbins, recalled from AAA Memphis for Wednesday's start, struck out 5 and walked none to help St. Louis snap a 4-game losing streak and end the Angels' 3-game win streak. Luis Gastelum threw a scoreless 7th. George Soriano had a 1-2-3 8th, and closer Riley O'Brien struck out Oswald Peraza with an 80-mile-per-hour sweeper, and Josh Lowe with a 98-mile-per-hour sinker, with 2 on in the 9th for his 26th save. Dobbins is 2-1 and escaped a first and third 2-out jam in the 2nd, a 2-on 1-out jam in the 3rd, and a first and third 2-out jam in the 4th. That inning ended with Cardinals third baseman Blaze Jordan reaching into the third base dugout to snag Tyler Heinemann's pop-up. Angels starter Reed Detmers is 3-7 and expected to be a top target of contenders looking to acquire starting pitching before the August 3rd trade deadline. Blanked the Cardinals on a one hit through 5 innings despite walking 2 to open the 5th. The left-hander escaped the 5th inning with the help of third baseman Vaughn Grissom, who made a backhand diving stop of Jose Fairman's grounder, scrambled to the bag for a force out, and threw to first to complete a double play. Jordan struck out to end the inning. But with 1 out in the 6th, Detmers left a fastball up to Weatherholt, who lined his 15th homer of the season over the wall in center to break the tie and knock Detmers out of the game. Cardinals right-hander Michael McGreevy is 4-7 with a 2.92 ERA and will oppose Arizona right-hander Brandon Pfaadt, who is 4-1 with a 4.58 ERA on Thursday night in St. Louis. Angels right-hander Grayson Rodriguez is 3-3 with an 8.23 ERA and will face Giants righty Logan Webb, who's 5-7 with a 3.87 ERA Friday night in San Francisco. Kiter Montero and 4 relievers combined on a 4-hitter. Hao Yu Lee hit a 3-run homer, and the Detroit Tigers beat the Chicago Cubs 5-1 on Wednesday night. Spencer Torkelson also homered for the Tigers, who have won 5 of their last 6 series, including 2 sweeps. Montero is 7-5 and struck out 8 and allowed 1 run on 3 hits, one of which was Seiya Suzuki's 17th homer in the first inning. Drew Summers, Drew Anderson, and Kyle Finnegan combined to allow just 1 hit before Kenley Jansen sealed the game with a hitless 9th. In the 4th inning, Lee drove a fastball 389 feet to left field for a tie-breaking 3-run homer that gave the Tigers a 4-1 lead. Torkelson tied the game at 1 in the 2nd with his homer to left center field, his 19th of the season. Zach McKinstry capped the scoring with a double in the 9th for Detroit. Chicago's Colin Rea is 7-7 and allowed 4 runs on 6 hits while striking out 5 in 5 innings. The Cubs had won 3 straight series. Tigers right-hander Troy Melton is 5-1 with a 1.8 ERA and squares off against Royals righty Randy Dobnak, who is 0-0 with a 1.93 ERA in the opener of a series on Thursday. Cubs lefty Matthew Boyd is 6-1 with a 4.15 ERA and faces Pirates right-hander Jared Jones, who is 2-1 with a 4.05 ERA in the series opener on Friday. In scores from around the MLB yesterday, in 10 innings, the Pittsburgh Pirates beat the New York Yankees 5-3, while the Boston Red Sox took down the Baltimore Orioles 6-3. The Milwaukee Brewers beat the New York Mets 4-3. While the Kansas City Royals took down the San Francisco Giants 5-4. The Washington Nationals shut out the Colorado Rockies 8-0, while the Arizona Diamondbacks routed the Athletics 15-5. The Cincinnati Reds beat the Seattle Mariners 5-3, while the Los Angeles Dodgers took down the Philadelphia Phillies 9-5. The Minnesota Twins beat the Cleveland Guardians 10-6, while the New York Yankees shut out the Pittsburgh Pirates 2-0 in the second game of that doubleheader. The Tampa Bay Rays beat the Toronto Blue Jays 4-2, while the Baltimore Orioles beat the Boston Red Sox 5-1. The Atlanta Braves beat the San Diego Padres 7-6, and the Houston Astros beat the Miami Marlins 5-2. Get highlights of your local high school program by finding IL SportsWire on your preferred social media platforms, and get local sports anytime, all free, all the time at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Here's Matt Hart, owner of the Hart Media Group in Clinton.
It's been great. You and Ben and the entire team are doing a great job. And we're just continuing on serving the local community, right? This is what this is all about. We're here to serve our local community. We're here to tell the local stories. We're here to cover the news. So nothing in that regard is changing. Our goal is connecting people. And that's our tagline at Hart Media Group. It's connecting people.
Hart purchased the Miller Media Group in August of 2025 and looks forward to serving the community for years to come.
Looking for the perfect summer night? Head to Decatur and cheer on the Decatur Beanballers. Experience exciting summer collegiate baseball, affordable family fun, great promotions, and an unforgettable atmosphere at the ballpark. Get your tickets and schedule at beanballers.com and catch Decatur Beanballers highlights all summer long on IL SportsWire.
Noah Atkinson here. As owner of Lincoln Printers and Sign Designs in Lincoln, I know small business is important to our communities. That's why I'm pleased to be the exclusive sponsor of the WHOW WEZC Lincoln Printers Business of the Month.
The Vault Community Center on Mr. Lincoln Square in Clinton is a nonprofit teen community center offering an environment for social, academic, and spiritual growth through opportunities and services. They'll receive a $200 gift certificate good at Lincoln Printers and Sign Designs for being our WHOW WEZC Lincoln Printers Business of the Month. Nominate a business you'd like featured by emailing us at WHOW@randyradio.com.
Congratulations to this local business for all they do for the community. And don't forget, for envelopes, wedding invitations, signs, banner wraps, and more, go to LincolnPrintersInc.com.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. Tropical Storm Bertha has made landfall in Louisiana. Early this morning, the storm was moving west toward Texas. The storm has been forecast to reach the upper Texas coast on Thursday before dissipating inland in Texas by Friday. Damaging winds and storm surges the main threats. Yemen's Iran-backed Houthi rebels say they've attacked 2 Saudi oil tankers in the Red Sea. And the U.S. military said it conducted yet another night of strikes against Iran as those 2 countries vie for control of vital shipping lanes. French lawmakers approving a bill banning children under 15 from using social media. France, the first country in the European Union to pass a blanket ban on platforms as concerns grow worldwide over the harmful effects of digital content on kids. This is SRN News.
Are you carrying more than $10,000 in credit card debt? Do you feel like you're running on a financial treadmill, making payment after payment, month after month, yet never getting ahead? If you're tired of watching your hard-earned money disappear into interest charges, there may be options available to help you take back control of your finances. At Total Financial Freedom, they'll show you what qualified consumers may be able to save through programs designed to help them resolve debt faster than making minimum payments alone. The consultation is free, confidential, and comes with absolutely no obligation. Why spend years, sometimes decades, paying thousands in interest when there may be a better path forward? Total Financial Freedom is a Christian-owned company that has helped thousands of Americans pursue financial freedom for nearly 20 years and is proudly A+ rated and accredited by the Better Business Bureau. Call now and ask how you can receive a complimentary copy of The Debt Dietitian. Stop running in place. Start moving toward financial freedom at 866-744-7344. 866-744-7344.
From the Hart Media Group newsroom and DeWittDailyNews.com, I'm Ben Hubbard with this local news update. One of the most important traditions and fairs across the country took place last night in Farmer City. Shayla Clifton, Queen Pageant Director